Assalamu alaikum to all of my students. Hope you all are fine. Today I am going to discuss the geometric method of measuring elasticity of supply. Geometric method, geometric method of measuring elasticity of supply. Measuring elasticity of supply. Elasticity of supply. Elasticity of supply. This is the second method. Yesterday I discussed percentage method. Today I will discuss geometric method. Generally, I will write first statement. Generally, elasticity of supply depends upon the origin of the supply curve. I will write elasticity of supply depends upon origin of supply curve. Origin of supply curve means it's a right. Yes, it is a right sloped right sloped or you can call positive slope supply curve. Supply curve. Positive slope supply curve. Meaning in geometric method, it shows us supply curve starts from the origin. Supply curve starts from the origin. Yes, and supply curve it's a right sloped or we can call positive slope supply curve. There are three cases in geometric method. With the help of three cases, we will understand elasticity of supply. First one, yes, first one, and elasticity of first one, and elasticity of supply is equal to 1. First case, and elasticity of supply is equal to 1. What will be the slope of supply curve when elasticity of supply is equal to 1? I will show like this is y, this is 0, this is x, here is price, here is quantity supply. In case of elastic supplies, as I tell you, it's a positive slope or right slope or supply curve. That means it starts from the origin. It has a positive slope. This is the positive slope. Right angular triangle. Right angle line segment. Supply curve. Positive slope. Supply curve. It shows us elasticity of supply is equal to 1. As when we were reading geometric method, at that time I tell you, I I show demand curve was demand curve. I divide demand curve into two parts. Upper upper segment divided by lower segment. At that time I tell you when like demand curve or supply curve divided into two equal parts, then at that time we will call elastic supply equal to 1. Here this angle is divided into two equal parts. Y and x, it is divided equal parts, the area is equal. Then at that time you can easily say elastic supply equal to 1. We can, for understanding purpose, for example, if this is P, this is Q. For if price increase, falls, whatever will be. For example, P1, Q1. The area between the Q and Q1 and P and P and P1, yes. Equal change in price is equal to change in quantity supply. And this area and this area is equal. Change in price is equal to change in quantity supply. Change in price that is change in quantity that are equal. That is why I am telling elasticity of supply is equal to 1. Second case. Yes, second case. Elasticity of supply is greater than 1. Elasticity of supply is greater than 1. What will be the slope of supply curve? It will be, yes, y, this is 0, this is x. Here is price. This is quantity supply. Quantity supply. Yes, supply curve will be touching the y-axis, just like this. Touching the y-axis, SS curve, supply curve. If we make analysis of this, it is not difficult to understand why we call last supply is greater than 1. Simply, price change is less as compared to change in quantity supply. And less change in price leads to more change in quantity demanded. That is why we can easily tell elasticity of supply is greater than 1. We can draw, for example, for understanding purpose. If we, yes, what this will show us. This will definitely show us. This will show us definitely. Yes, small change in price leads to greater change in. Definitely, this will show us small change in price leads to greater change in quantity demand, quantity supply. Yes, greater change in quantity supply. At that time, we will call last year supply is greater than 1. Third one. Yes, third one. And last year of supply is less than 1. Then what will be the slope of supply curve? On the right here, velocity of supply is less than 1. What is the slope of supply curve? Third case. Then definitely this is y, this is 0, this is x, here is price, here is quantity supply. Then supply curve will be touching the x-axis, just like this. What this shows us? This will show us definitely less change in quantity supplied, more change in quantity, more change in price. More quantity supply change due to change in price. As more change in price leads to less change in quantity supply. As I will show, for example, it's only for understanding purpose. This should be the exact. For example, definitely it shows us. If we make analysis of this, this shows us more change, price change twice than quantity supplied. For example, here is P, here is P1. If price increases, price change is more than change in quantity supplied. The more change in price leads to less change in quantity supplied. It is single time of change. If we make this area, it is a single, it is twice. Then more change in price leads to small change in quantity. And we can talk greater change in price leads to small change in quantity supplied. That is why we say elasticity of, yes, elasticity of supply is less than 1. Now, the remaining two cases, I will take extreme two cases. where last year supply is equal to 0. Last year supply is equal to 0. Third one, fourth one, elasticity of supply is equal to 0. And then what will be the slope of supply curve? Slope of supply curve will be just like this is y, this is 0, this is x, this is price, this is quantity supplied. Then yes, supply curve will be this is the supply curve. Means it touching the x-axis. For example, here I will write Q. This is price. This price can change from, for example, I will show P, P1, P2, but quantity supply cannot change. It remains same. That is why we tell elasticity of S. In this case, elasticity of supply is equal to 0. And its quantity supply does not change, but price changes. Last one case where elasticity of supply is infinity, is equal to infinity. Then supply curve will be, yes, this is y, this is 0, this is x, here is price, this is quantity supply. Then it will be horizontal to, we can, yes, this is supply curve. I will draw P, P1, P2. Means quantity can supply, but price does not change. Price remains same. That is what we call price elasticity. Price elasticity tends to infinity. Means quantity can increase, quantity supply can increase from P1, P2, 10, 20, 30, 40, but price will remain same. And these 5 cases are just like in demand curve. We read in demand curve. But only here you have to remember there is a positive slope. In demand curve is a negative slope. We have to show negative slope of demand curve. Here we have to show positive slope of supply curve. But the remaining theory does not change. They are a little bit same. These were the 5 cases of elasticity of supply. These two are extreme cases of this. Extreme cases. Elasticity of supply is equal to 0, elasticity of supply is equal to infinity. Now, I will conclude this lecture here. I have, yes, today I have today I have shared paper of class, regular class 12. You can go through my YouTube channel and see what questions they put in previous examination. Yes, 224. In coming days, I will also share regular paper of 225. Based on these papers, analysis of these papers, I will try to not only teach but to solve those questions which are in coming examination. Till that time, you have to wait and watch. Hope for the best. Take care. Thanks. Have a nice day.